frost now blue, warm is the sun, no rain. I wake and yawn, my sleep now gone. I walk, I run, no pain. Daydreams in paradise, light on cool waters, but at what price? Our sons, our daughters. So it goes, ashes to ashes, earth to earth, my life in flashes. Why, I wonder, breathe, I say, dance I hunger, but not today. This place my home, I hold so dear, but now it knows the face of those I love, and those I know are bound as one until I go. The waters run as melted snow, setting sun, so I must go. What's mine now lost? Too soon I trust, and at what cost? Dust to dust.
But what the men had 3 days notice, and I've talked to men who worked over the full 40 years who would attest to that anytime there was an inspection, they were told the inspectors were coming. They were given a 2 to 3 day notice to clean up the mine, to shut the equipment down, to low production and whatnot. So actually it all looked good to the state inspectors. And it was nothing but a matter of greed and lies through all of these years to the men who worked there. But the big tragedy is that Mr. Lovick was aware of the fact also that this product, the tailings, which actually is the garbage, you might say, of after getting the mineral out, was brought into town and put on the high school running tracks and put around the school systems for the children to play on. And some of these tailings were nearly 100% tremolite. And I think that's the biggest tragedy of Libby, is that the company allowed this to happen. Nobody stood up, and even in 1999, no one stood up and said that this material had been placed at the schools. And it wasn't until nearly 2001 that I found the documents about the high school running tracks and faxed them to the superintendent of schools, and the EPA started investigating, and they were completely stunned with what they had found. And not only it was not on the running tracks, all of the high school equipment, the football equipment, all of the young children's baseball equipment was all contaminated and had to be replaced. And it was only a few days ago they found out that one of the mats from track had been taken from the high school and taken over to the middle school, and they found that this mat was contaminated and had been laying there for 10 years. So it's just one tragedy on top of another, and basically, for my husband and myself, I felt that, yes, I have the disease. My father worked there. I played in it. I went up to the mine site with him. That I accept the fact that I do have this material in my lungs. My husband, on the other hand, never worked at the mine, never played at the mine, simply by living in Libby as a small boy, has the disease. But even that we're willing to accept. But the next 2 generations or 3 generations of children have been exposed to this terrible fiber at a very young age. And 9 out of my 11 grandchildren attended plumber school, which had an ice skating rink that was simply made out of tailings. And 9 months out of the year, the children would play in this. They would have wrestling matches. It was the most popular place on the playground at recess time. So technically, a child's first day of latency is the first day of kindergarten. And I think that's the biggest tragedy of this whole situation, and that people at the mine, people who were the head of the company, knew how toxic this material was. And even after the EPA came, they simply did not come forward and say, oh, my God, we put it here, here, and here. The EPA, it was really a hide-and-seek game to try to find this material, and they're still finding, like I said, with the mats from track, from the high jump mats. This was only just in the last few days. Someone realized those mats originally had been at the high school, and they were still contaminated.